friend, welcome to my YouTube channel. Friends, today I will going to discuss with you a very important topic, and this is published on 28th January on The Hindu newspaper, and the topic is India sends notice to Pak to amend 1960 Indus Pact. Friends, this topic is related to Indus Water Treaty. Indus Water Treaty between India and Pakistan, which was signed on the year 1960. And this news not only published in The Hindu newspaper but also published on the India Today news channel. Why did India send notice to Pakistan over Indus Water Treaty? Also published on Hindustan Times. They are also saying India issues notice to Pakistan to modify Indus Water Treaty. Now, it is clear that the news is related to Indus Water Treaty, and India sends a notice to Pakistan to modify the treaty. Now, you all little bit knows about Indus Water Treaty. Today, I will tell you exactly what is the Indus Water Treaty, and then I will tell you which notice actually India sends to Pakistan and what is the reason behind sending this notice to Pakistan. So friend, first we should know what is Indus Water Treaty. So Indus Water Treaty is related to the main river Indus and its 5 tributaries. The water share, the percentage of water sharing between India and Pakistan is the main concept of this treaty. Now look at this, the travel path of this all 6 rivers, that is Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Satluj. Okay, this all river flown through India then enters into Pakistan. So this treaty is very important and very successful between these two countries water sharing. Now look, Indus actually originates in China's Xinjiang province, then travels through Ladakh, India and then enters into Pakistan and then falls into Arabian Sea. And its first tributary is Jhelum. Which originates in Kashmir and then flows through Ular Lake in Kashmir and enters into Pakistan and then meets with Chenab. Then next and the biggest tributary, biggest in terms of water carrying capacity, biggest tributary of Indus is Chenab. That formed by meeting of 2 rivers, that is Chandro and Vaga. This 2 rivers meets and form Chenab, and it originates in Himachal Pradesh near Spiti village, and through Himachal Pradesh it enters into Pakistan and meets with Jhelum. Then the next tributary, third tributary is Ravi. Ravi also originates in Himachal Pradesh and then flow through India and then enters into Pakistan and meets with Chenab in Pakistan. Then comes Beas. Beas originates in Himachal Pradesh and then enters into Punjab and then it meets with Satluj. And the final tributary is Satluj, which originates in China in the Xinjiang province, then enters into India and then flow through India, Punjab, then directly enters into Pakistan and finally it meets with Chenab at this point. It meets with Chenab. So Chenab is the main tributary. This is the flow path of Chenab. First in the right side Jhelum meets with Chenab, then in the left side Ravi meets with Chenab, and then in the left side finally Satluj meets with Chenab, and Beas here meets with Satluj in India. And look at this small path. This small river is known as Panchanad. Panchanad means this 5 rivers, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, Satluj. This small river is known as Panchanad. So Panchanad finally meets with Indus. So this is the tributary system. Now, as per Indus Water Treaty, which was mediated by World Bank, as per the treaty, this top 3 river, also called Western river, the top 3 river Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, these 3 river will be used by Pakistan, and the bottom 3 river also called eastern flowing river, that is Ravi, Beas, Satluj, will be used by India. Means the maximum percentage of water of the bottom 3 river, that is Ravi, Bia, Satluj, will be used by India, and maximum percentage of water, that is Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, the top 3 river or also called western flow river, the maximum percent of water of this top 3 river will be used by Pakistan. Okay. So, if you look at the dam constructed on this area, you will see that the biggest dam constructed by India are on the river of Ravi, Bia, Satluj, and very small capacity dam are constructed by India on this top 3 river. Okay, top 3 river, because top 3 river maximum percentage of water will be used by Pakistan only. Now, if you look into the definition of Indus Water Treaty, it will say the Indus Water Treaty is a water distribution treaty between India and Pakistan brokered by World Bank to use the water available in the Indus water and its tributaries. Okay. It was signed in Karachi on 19 September 1960 by Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and Pakistan President Ayub Khan. The treaty gives control over the waters of the 3 eastern river, that is Bias, Ravi, Satluj, with a mean annual flow of 33 million acre feet to India, while control over the waters of the 3 western river, that is Indus, Chenab, Jhelum, with a mean annual flow of 80 million acre feet to Pakistan. So, Pakistan is allowed to use 80 million acre feet, because these 3 river Indus, Jhelum and Chenab are carrying maximum water. 80 million acre feet water will be used by Pakistan, and 30 million acre feet water carrying by this 3 river Ravi, Bia, Satluj will be used by India. That is the treaty. Now, if you look at the PDF of this treaty, that is exactly, you should know what is the inside story of this treaty. You will find. Now, before I will discuss the depth of this treaty, what is, I will tell you about the news that why India send notice to Pakistan over Indus Water Treaty. Why suddenly? Because this treaty was signed on 1960. There is no problem, but suddenly the one problem arose, and that's why India sent notice to Pakistan. What is the problem? I will show you. India issued a notice of modification of the Indus Water Treaty to Pakistan on January 25. So, India wants to modify the treaty. That's why India sends a notice of modification. Means India wants to sit on a table with Pakistan to discuss about the modification of the treaty. Now, India issued a notice to Pakistan on January 25 accusing its neighbor of being intransigent on the implementation of the Indus Water Treaty. Means India sends a notice accusing that you are not cooperating with us, you are not listening with us. That means intransigent. Okay, that is the meaning, means you are not listening to us. So, come sit on a table and discuss on the modification of Indus Water Treaty. The notice comes after years of disagreement between the two countries on 2 hydroelectric power plants planned by India in Jammu and Kashmir, the Kishanganga 330 megawatt and Rattle 850 megawatt. That is the main reason. So, India is going to construct 2 power plant. One is Kishanganga and another is Rattle. Kishanganga hydropower plant, Rattle hydropower plant, both are in Jammu Kashmir, and Pakistan is objecting these 2 hydropower plant. Pakistan is constantly objecting this hydropower plant and moving to the international court, moving to World Bank. Okay, instead of discussing the matter with India, Pakistan is running to world courts, that is international courts of justice against India. That's why India finally issue a notice, invite Pakistan to sit on a table and discuss about the modification. Okay. Now, I will tell you whether these 2 power projects are valid or not as per the treaty. Let us take a quick look at why the 2 countries are contesting over this project. Now, in 1960, India and Pakistan signed the Indus Water Treaty, we all know, with the World Bank as a signatory of the pact. The agreement took place after 9 years of negotiation and divided the control of 6 rivers between the two countries. Means that agreement signed on 1960, but after 1960, nearly after 9 years, okay, 9 years means from 1970 that treaty will be implemented actually. Why there is a big gap between nearly 9 years or 10 years? Because suddenly you cannot implement the treaty, suddenly you cannot stop the flowing, stop the water to flow, okay. Means if you look at this map, that the eastern river, that is Ravi, Bias, Satluj, are controlled by India. So suddenly India cannot stop the river by constructing dam. It will seriously affected Pakistan, okay. So there is a gap between implementation and signature of the treaty, nearly 10 years, so that Pakistan can also manage them, okay, for the future. So that is the case. Now under the treaty, India got control over the river Bias, Ravi, Satluj, while Pakistan gained control in Indus, Chenab, Jhelum. According to the treaty, India has the right to generate hydroelectricity through runoff river project on the western river, which, subject to specific criteria for design operation, is unrestricted. Now this is very important. So India has the full right of this eastern flow river, that is Ravi, Bias, Satluj, but India can construct small runoff hydroelectric power. Runoff means that the hydroelectric power will not store any high amount of water, okay. The water will continue to flow. On the flowing water, India can construct hydroelectric power. Without storing the river, India can construct hydroelectric power on this western flow river, that is Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, that is called runoff river project. So to generate hydroelectricity through runoff river project, that is the meaning, okay. Next, conflict over project. Construction on the 330 megawatt Kishan-Ganga hydroelectric project built on the tributary of Indus began in 2007. Meanwhile, the foundation stone for Ratel hydroelectric plant to be constructed on Chenab was laid on 2013. So two hydroelectric project, that is Kishan-Ganga and Ratel. Kishan-Ganga was start construction on 2007 and Ratel on 2013, okay. Now Pakistan, what Pakistan is saying now, Kishan-Ganga hydroelectric project is constructing on the river Jhelum, okay, on the river Jhelum, which is actually Pakistan, under Pakistan control, okay. Pakistan will use maximum water. So India is constructing Kishan-Ganga on Jhelum and Ratel on Chenab, and that is why Pakistan is protesting. So Pakistan raised a dispute on the two projects, saying it violated the Indus Water Treaty, criticizing the Kishan-Ganga project. Islamabad said that it blocks water that flows into Pakistan. So Pakistan is accusing that by constructing these two big dam, one is Kishan-Ganga on Jhelum and Ratel on Chenab, India will stop flow of these two rivers into Pakistan, okay. Now as I have already said that India has constructed big dams on these three rivers, Ravi, Bias, Satluj. I will show you the map also. In the map also, look at, this is the map of India. Look at, this is one of the large reservoir of our country, that is Ranjit Sagar Dam Lake. Ranjit Sagar Dam Lake, this is constructed on, this is Ravi River, on Ravi River, okay. So on Ravi we have constructed Ranjit Sagar, then we have Bias and Satluj. So on Bias we have constructed, this big reservoir, that is It is also called Maharana Pratap Sagar. Maharana Pratap Sagar on Bias. Okay. So this is the river. This is the river Bias river. Okay. Here it is written. But the BS, here it is written Bias river, Maharana Pratap Sagar. And finally on Satluj, we have constructed this big reservoir, that is Guru Gobind Sagar reservoir. This is Gobind Sagar reservoir, also known as Vakra Nangal Dam on Satluj. Okay, on Satluj. This is the Satluj river. So, come back to the news. Conflict over project. Construction on the 330 megawatt Kishan Ganga hydroelectric project. Okay, I have already told you this. Now, very important is this. In 2017, the World Bank said India is allowed to construct hydroelectric power facilitates on tributaries of Jhelum and Chenab river with certain restriction under the 1960 treaty. So, as India already planning to start the construction of these two dam, so after continuous protest by Pakistan, finally the World Bank gave its verdict that India is allowed to construct hydroelectric power facilities on tributaries of Jhelum and Chenab rivers with certain restriction under the 1960 treaty. Okay, so certain you have to maintain certain restriction, like okay, you can construct the dam, but you have to also construct a basin so that the flood cannot enter into Pakistan. You have to construct also a forest area. Okay, so this is a small type of extra activities India have to do, but overall India is allowed to construct these two hydroelectric power facilities. Because why World Bank approved this? Because World Bank finds that India cannot violate the treaty. Now my topic today is based on how India is maintained the Indus Water Treaty rules and regulation with this two construction. Okay, so look at this. In May 2018, PM Modi inaugurated the Kishan Ganga project despite objection by Pakistan. Kishan Ganga project stores around 0.65 million acre feet of water from the Uj river to irrigate at least 30,000 hectare and produce over 300 megawatt power. Now, very important is 2019 Nitin Gadkari, then Central Minister for Water Resource, said India will stop water from flowing to Pakistan after the Pulwama attack. Okay, so now I will come back to the treaty. Okay, and I will show you how India does not violate the treaty. So before going to the inner side of treaty, we should know that the Indus Water Treaty 1960 signed at Karachi on 19 September 1960. Okay, that is the first thing. And who signed it? Who signed it? The two prime minister, the government of India, Sri Jawaharlal Nehru, Prime Minister of India, and government of Pakistan, Field Marshal Muhammad Ayub Khan, President of Pakistan. These two persons signed the treaty. Now, Article 1 saying that, I will only tell you important points. Look, the term the Indus, the Jhelum, the Chenab, the Ravi, the Bias or the Satluj means the named river including connecting lakes if any and all its tributaries. Okay, means all its tributaries means India is not constructing big dam on Indus, but India is constructing a big dam on any other tributary of Indus. That is all that is also prohibited. India cannot construct any kind of big project on any tributaries of this river also. None of the rivers named above shall be deemed to be a tributary. The Chenab shall be deemed to include the river Panchnad. Okay. The river Chandro and the river Bhaga shall be deemed to be a tributary of the Chenab. So, Chenab is formed by the meeting of these two rivers, Chandro and Bhaga. Now, come to the point. The term Eastern River means Satluj vs Ravi, which is controlled by India. Okay. And Western River means Indus, Jhelum, Chenab. Now, or if you say the rivers, the term rivers means the all of the rivers, Satluj vs Ravi, Indus, Jhelum, Chenab. Next important point is this point. The term transition period means the period beginning and ending as provided in Article 2.6. Transition period is nothing but, I have already told you, the gap of nearly 10 years to implement the treaty. Okay, Pakistan, it is given to Pakistan that within 10 years you will prepare yourself, because after 10 years India will construct big projects on the 3 eastern river. Okay. So, what is the amount of transition period? It is written here in Article 2.6. If you move to Article 2.6, it is Article 2 and point number 6 is saying that this is the transition period shall begin on 1st April 1960 and end on 31st March 1970. So, nearly 10-year gap, exactly 9 years gap between this is transition period. And if Pakistan want more period to prepare, then Pakistan have to pay amount to India. That is also written here. Look, if the transition period is extended beyond 31st March 1970, then the provisions of Article 5 shall apply. So, move to Article 5, point number 5. So, Article 5, point number 5. Here is Article 5 and this is point number 5. If at the request of Pakistan the transition period is extended in accordance with the provision of Article 2.6, then the bank shall thereupon pay to India out of the Indus Basin Development Fund the appropriate amount specified in the table below. So, period of aggregate extension of transition period, payment to India in euro, 1 year, this amount has to pay. Okay, 3,125,000, then 2 years 6,406,250,000 and 3 year 9,850,000 euro has to pay by Pakistan to India. Okay, that is the first point. Then go back to that point. I was talking about transition period. Okay, transition period I have already told you. Next important is the term commissioner. What is the meaning of commissioner? Also here the term bank means the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Okay, IBRD, that is a part of World Bank. IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Bank means World Bank. Then the term commissioner means either of the commissioners appointed under the provisions of Article 8(1), and the term commission means the permanent Indus Commission constituted in accordance with Article 8(3). So, commissioner means that the bank, the World Bank is saying that both the two nations, India and Pakistan, has to set up a common commission where representative from both country will present, and if any issue will occur in future, the representative will discuss with each other on behalf of the government. Okay, that is commissioner. So, Article 8, move to Article 8, you will know about commissioner. What is Article 8? This is Article 8. India and Pakistan shall each create a permanent post of Commissioner for Indus Water and shall appoint to the post as often as a vacancy occurs a person who should ordinarily be a high ranking engineer competent in the field of hydrology and water use, unless either government should decide to take up any particular question directly with other government. Each commissioner will be the representative of his government. Okay, that is the function of commissioner. Next, move again, go back to that portion. Okay, so I have already told you about commissioner. Next is here Article 2. What Article 2 is saying? Provisions regarding eastern river. What are the eastern river? These are the eastern river. Ravi, this is small Bias, and this is long Satluj. This is the eastern river. So, provision regarding eastern river is all the waters of the eastern river shall be available for the unrestricted use of India except as otherwise expressly provided in this article. So, unrestricted use of India, as much as possible India can use it. There is no restriction. Okay. So, after constructing this big reservoir, almost all the water of this three eastern river is restricted by this three big reservoir, and very less amount of water is finally flowing into Pakistan. Okay. Next is, but the main problem is regarding the western river. So, what about western river? Provision regarding western river. Pakistan shall receive for unrestricted use of all those waters of the western river which India is under obligation to let flow under the provision of paragraph 2. Now, India shall be under an obligation to let flow all the waters of the western river and shall not permit any interference with these waters except for the following use restricted except as provided in item C 2 of paragraph 5 of annexure C in the case of each of the rivers Indus, Jhelum, Chenab to drainage basin. Means that India cannot restrict water of the western river except some condition, and that condition is written on annexure C paragraph 5 item number C2. Okay. So, here India can use it for domestic use, non-consumptive use, agriculture use and generation of hydroelectric power. So, agriculture use as per annexure C, that is also given here annexure C, and hydroelectric power as per annexure D. Now, I will show you first, I will show you annexure C. So, except case is given here. What is the limitation of use by India? So, move to annexure C. This is annexure C, agriculture used by India from the western river. Now, look at point number 3. India may withdraw from the Chenab main such water as India may need for agriculture use on the following canal limited to the maximum withdrawal noted against each. So, already there are two canal already they are present on the time of sign of the treaty on Chenab river. Chenab river means this is this river which is controlled maximum controlled by Pakistan. So, already there are two canal present. The name of the canal is Ranbir Canal and Pratap Canal. So, canal will be operated and maximum withdrawal for agriculture use is 1000 cusick from 15th April to 14th October and 350 cusick from 15th October to 14th April, means for Kharif and Rabi. And from Pratap Canal, India can use 400 cusick from April to October and 100 cusick from October to April. Okay, so that is the limitation on the use of two canal Ranbir and Pratap on Chenab, that is the first limitation. Then provided that the maximum withdrawals shown above shall be exclusive of any withdrawals which may be made through this canal for purpose of silt extraction on condition that the water withdrawn for silt extraction are returned to the Chenab. So if sometimes for silt clearance more water is needed, more than 100,000 cubic of water is needed. Okay, so for silt clearance India can take more water, but the condition is that more water through can the more water has to return back to Chenab river. Okay, then India may make additional withdrawals through the Ranbir canal up to 250 cusecs for hydroelectric generation on condition that the water so withdrawn are returned to Chenab. So from Ranbir canal excess 250 cusec can be used for generation of hydroelectric power, but the water will be returned back to Chenab river. Okay. Next is now number 5, that is most important. In addition to such withdrawals as may be made in accordance with the provision of paragraph 3-4, India may subject to provision of paragraph 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now come to this point. So in addition to this water from canal of Chenab, this limitation can also be used by India. So here it is written maximum irrigated cropped area over and above the cropped area irrigated under the provision of paragraph 3 and 4. From Indus in its drainage basin 70,000 acre, it is written in acres. Okay. So from Indus and its drainage basin 70,000 acre agriculture area can be produced by India by the use of water from Indus. From Jhelum and its drainage basin 400,000 acre of agriculture area, irrigated crop area can be made by Indian government by the use of Jhelum river. And from Chenab, its drainage basin 225,000 acre, of which not more than 100,000 acre will be in the Jammu district. Okay. So this also outside its drainage basin in the area west of the Deg Nodi, also called Devak river, the aggregate capacity of irrigating channel leading out to the drainage basin of the Chenab to its area not exceed to 120 cusec, that is 6,000 acre. So also there is a small river that is Devak river, that is a tributary of Chenab. India can use excess 120 cusec of water from that Devak river, and 6,000 acre of irrigation area can be produced, newly produced. Okay. So from Indus 70,000 acre, from Jhelum for 400,000 acre, and from Chenab to 25,000 acre, and also a tributary of Chenab Devak river 6,000 acre. This acre can be produced. Okay, not more than this acre. Now look at this area from Jhelum where the Kishanganga dam is produced, that is 400,000 acre. So if you convert it into hectare, it will give nearly 150,000 hectare. So what is the amount of agriculture area is produced? Here it is written, that is the Kishanganga project stored around 0.65 million acre feet of water from the Uj river to irrigate at least 30,000 hectare. So by Kishanganga project we can produce nearly 30,000 hectare of land, irrigation land, 30,000, which is less than 150,000. Here it is 400,000 acre means 150,000 hectare. Okay. So India is not violating the rule, that is the first thing. Again, now come to annexure D, generation of hydroelectric power by India on the western river. So agriculture I have already told you. Now come to hydroelectric power. What is the amount of hydroelectric power that is produced? 300 megawatt. 300 megawatt hydroelectric power, and using 0.65 million acre feet of water in the reservoir. 0.65 million acre feet. So look at here, it is given runoff river plant. The definition is means a hydroelectric plant that develops power without live storage as an integral part of the plant except for pondage and surcharge storage. Okay. Now look at this table. There shall be no restriction on the operation of the following hydroelectric plants which are in operation on the effective date. Means these hydroelectric plants are already in operation on the date of signing. That is Pahalgam, Bandipura, Dachigam, Ranbir Canal, Udhampur, Poonch, and this is their capacity in kilowatt. And these are the plant which is under construction on the day of signing. That is also there shall be no restriction on the completion by India in accordance with the design adopted. Okay, this is under construction. Mahora, Ganderbal, Kupwara, Bhadarwa, Kistawa, Rajouri, Chinani, Ninchalani, Banihal, and this is their capacity in kilowatt. Okay, so the already construction and under construction dams, there is no restriction. Okay, next. Look, new runoff river plant. Except as provided in paragraph 18, the design of any new runoff river plant shall conform to the following criteria. So India can construct a runoff river plant. I have already told you. Come to the capacity, limitation of capacity. Here it is given here. The aggregate storage capacity of all single purpose multi-purpose reservoir which may be constructed by India after the effective date on each of the river systems specified in column 2 of the following table shall not exceed. Okay, so if any new construction India is going to do after the signing, then the criteria will be this on the Western river. That is, first on Indus, general storage capacity is 0.25 million acre feet, power storage capacity 0.15, and flash storage capacity nil. So on Indus, total 0.25, 0.15 means 0.4 million acre feet storage can be possible on Indus. On Jhelum, 0.5 and 0.25, that is 0.75 million acre feet storage is possible. And what Kishangonga is storing? 0.65 million acre feet. Kishangonga is storing 0.65 million acre feet, and limitation is 0.5 plus 0.25, 0.75. That is why India is not again violating the limitation of this treaty. And on the Chenab, 0.5 plus 0.6 means 1.1 million acre feet on Chenab. Okay. Now come to the news. What are the fresh charges? India letter to Pakistan said the letters moved to initiate two simultaneous process on the same question which have the potential of bringing contradictory outcome, creates a legally untenable situation which risks endangering the 1960 treaty. Now, what actually do? Now come to the Hindustan Times publication. Here they have written a very important thing. Look, here the notice was issued in line with Article 12 number 3 of this treaty, which states the provision of this treaty may from time to time be modified. So come to the Article 12.3. So where is Come to the notice article 12.3. Where is article 12? Here is article 12. Here is article 12. 3. The provision of this treaty may from time to time be modified by a duly ratified treaty concluded for that purpose between the two governments. So, time to time the treaty should be modified and form a new ratified treaty, and that is why India is issuing a notice highlighting this article 12 point number 3, highlighting this number. India is inviting Pakistan to sit on the table, modify the rule. Okay, if what is their problem, what is India's problem, discuss and come to a solution. Okay, that is the main purpose of this letter issued to Pakistan. But instead of listening to India, instead of doing cooperation with India, Pakistan is achieving to international courts of justice in Netherlands against India. Okay, and recently there is a hearing in the International Court of Justice, and India is boycotting the hearing. Okay. So India said Pakistan has not budged, and despite its repeated effort to find a mutually agreeable way forward, it refused to discuss the issue during the 5 meetings of the Permanent Indus Commission from 17 to 22. Under such circumstances, India issued a notice of modification of the treaty to its neighbor. I will show you these two projects also, that is very important. Look, this is Kishan Ganga project. Kishan Ganga project constructed on Jhelum river. Okay, this is the map. Look, this is the Jhelum river. This is the Jhelum river. Okay, it from India it enters into, this is the line of control, from India it enters into Pakistan, and this is a tributary of Jhelum river, that is Neelam or Kishan Ganga river. Neelam or Kishan Ganga river. So the dam is constructed on this Kishan Ganga river, that is the tributary of Jhelum. Okay, Kishan Ganga river here, or Neelam river, and that is why Pakistan is objecting this. And another is the Ratel hydroelectric power, that is 850 megawatt hydroelectric project. Okay, it constructed on Chenab river. Look, this is Chenab river, and near Khistawar the Ratel hydroelectric power plant is constructed with 850 megawatt of capacity of hydroelectric generation. Okay, so this is the total discussion regarding this matter. If you like my discussion, please subscribe my channel, like the video. We will come with a new topic. Thank you.